Hi everyone, this is Jennifer Bull and this is my accessibility evaluation. Technology can be used as a powerful resource for meeting the individual learning needs of students. In this screencast, I've taken two different types that I used this past year in my 4th grade classroom. The first is a Word document I used as a geometry review. The second are a few slides from a mid-year review PowerPoint. I will be evaluating both documents for their overall accessibility to meet the needs of all learners. Rice 2011 states that the universal design for learning principles are a means of differentiating instruction to improve access to high-quality instruction for all learners. This includes providing multiple means of representation, providing multiple means of expressing understanding, and providing multiple means of engagement. The following Word document provides the instructions for a hands-on geometry review. The next slide shows the geometry terms that go with the review. For multiple means of representation in my Word document, I could have added text-to-speech, highlighted key elements, or had the directions provided via video. Some ways I did provide multiple means of representation was organizing directions into clear steps and providing suggested resources to help with the assignment. For multiple means of expressing understanding, I could have had students with fine motor issues partner up with someone to cut out the geometry labels, or had pre-cut labels available. I could have also allowed students to determine and use another medium to get the same job done. For instance, students could have used an online drawing tool or other hand-on manipulative to create the geometry shapes. I also could have added a self-reflective assessment component. For multiple means of engagement, I provided students with choices to do 10 out of the 15 geometry figures that they created, but I also could have figured out a way to connect these figures to their individual interests. For students with vision impairment, sensory sensitivity, or ADHD specifically, I could have changed the text size or style, enlarged the geometry labels, or used a screen reader or a magnifier. As far as the web accessibility guidelines from Portland Community College, the color contrast I used should be sufficient. I did not have the need for any alternative text for images. The list was numbered and no links or equations were needed. Overall, there are definite ways I could have made this document more accessible to all students. Next, I have some of my slide examples from my mid-year review. I will show them to you first. For multiple means of representation, I could have added text-to-speech, highlighted key elements, and included alternative text for the perimeter problem, the place value problem, and for the pictograph. Types of assistive technology that would benefit students with visual impairments, sensory sensitivity, or ADHD would include a screen reader and screen magnifiers. For multiple choice questions, I would also want the screen reader to reread the question after all the choices were given. I would also want it to set up so that this occurred when the alternate text questions were read, so that the images of the graphs could be talked about and then the question could be asked again. As far as the web accessibility guidelines from Portland Community College, I could provide the outline view and change the color contrast. I already have the answer choices with corresponding letters for the multiple choice items, and I already mentioned using the alternative text for images and shapes. The other PowerPoint information does not apply to these specific slides. Overall, there are definite ways I could make future reviews more accessible to all students. It is important to keep in mind that a lot of these tools can benefit learners that are not specifically identified. The UDL principles should be kept in mind for all learners. Thanks. Have a great night.